Let's raise the big questions then. How real is this north-south divide? Is South India, frankly, a bridge too far for the BJP? Has the DMK MP ended up embarrassing the India alliance with his remarks? And is South India really moving way forward when it compared to the north? And what impact will that have? Joining me now, Sandeep Shastri, coordinator, Lok Niti Network, political scientist. Also joining us, Sumant C. Raman, political analyst based in Chennai. Mohan Kumar Mangalam is back again, Congress spokesperson. RP Singh, BJP spokesperson, also joining us. Okay, before we come to the politicians, I want to hear from those who perhaps will give me a non-partisan perspective. First to you, Sumant C. Raman. Are you surprised by the kind of north-south divide being brewed, or is this just the nature of politics in Tamil Nadu, which is so distinctive to the politics of the Hindi heartland? The DMK is catering to its own constituency in Tamil Nadu and is virtually taking on what they call cowbelt politics.
Radip, I don't think any longer that these barbs are merely accidental. After the Sanatan Dharma controversy, you will recall that reporters asked Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin the second time whether he wanted to sort of retract his statement and all that. He actually doubled down on it, and that, whatever one may say, whether it is a little bit or a lot, it did cost the Congress in the recently concluded elections, particularly in Madhya Pradesh, where it was used quite extensively. The Prime Minister used those remarks in his election speeches. So clearly, if Mr. Dr. Senthil is saying all this, I don't think it could have just been an off-the-cuff remark. Perhaps there is some kind of design. Because
no, what's the design? No, Sumant Raman, let's not do conspiracy. What is the design? For the longest time, parties of Tamil Nadu have spoken about their Dravida identity. They've been open about it.
No, Rajdeep, you have to make a distinction between the two Dravidian parties, the DMK and the ADMK. The AIADMK has never spoken like this about destroying Sanatan Dharma and so on. They've always been a much more centrist party. And this kind of language, sadly, one thought was associated with the DMK in the 60s and 70s, not in 2023. And unfortunately, one thought actually that they would have gone past it and moved into a progressive kind of a role. Unfortunately, we don't see that happening. And Dr. Senthil, by the way, this is not the first time. I don't know whether you've seen the video of his speeches on Lord Rama and Lord Krishna. I don't know whether you've seen.
So what is the design? Sumant Raman, you're saying there could be a design. What is the design? Is it to consolidate their own vote and create a sort of a sense that they are protecting their identity vis-a-vis the North?
No, there are two things here. One is, it's not about just the North versus the South bit at all. It is also the DMK has been known for its anti-Hindi, anti-Hindu kind of sentiments that they have, covered up in various ways. And the anti-Hindi agitation was one of the major planks which helped the DMK come to power. So let's look at it very clearly. They know that this is helping the BJP. They know that this is hurting the Congress. And they are not stopping. This is not one statement which got through. Yesterday, at least, they did damage control and made Dr. Senthil apologize quickly. But tell me, Rajdeep, do you think they don't know the damage that this will cause to their own alliance partner?
Okay.
So
you're saying that
I have a feeling, okay. Let me tell you, I think that there is some kind of understanding with the BJP to potentially embarrass the Congress in some form or the other. I know that this sounds far-fetched, but clearly these people know what they are doing.
Okay.
There is no way
I will at the moment stop you there, because at the moment that is speculation. Let's stick to the facts. Professor Shastri, one fact, and I'll put up the graphic. Just look at the map of India. In a sense, representative of politics, as we saw even during these elections. The BJP dominates the three Hindi heartland states. The Congress wins Telangana. And when you look at it, the BJP today is, South India is BJP Mukt, except for Puducherry. Yes, they won Karnataka Lok Sabha elections well. They won 4 seats in Telangana as well. But by and large, India seems to be geographically split politically. Is this a reflection of that? Of this north-south split that we are seeing echoing in Parliament or possibly from both sides, the opposition and the BJP?
Rajdeep, I'll make one broad point first and then the supplementary point you're talking about. I think for me there is no question of doubt that the trajectory of politics south of the Vindhyas is very different from the trajectory of politics in the north. And this is not something which we only see in the 21st century. Go back to 1977, go back to the end of the emergency. The Congress was routed in North India. They just won one seat in Rajasthan, whereas the Congress did extremely well in the southern part of the country. It was untouched by the impact of the emergency. So this North and South looking at politics, shaping politics in different ways is something that is not new to India. It's been something that has been there in the past. I think what is new is the intensity of polarization that is happening between political groups using incidents that happen on the ground to be able to strengthen their agenda, their politics, their strength in their respective regions. Politics, parties from the south have been doing it in the south. Parties which are more dominant in the north have been doing it in the north. So this political trajectory being different in the two parts of India, the south and the north, is something not new. The polarization has resulted in these differences in the trajectories being used. Again, Rajdeep, let's remember that some of the points on which today, I'm not talking of the latest controversy, but in the past, the controversies that have been there, they are not new to the politics of South India. Go back to E.V. Ramaswamy Nayakar's days, there were much stronger statements made by him at that point of time. And that has been central to the politics of Tamil Nadu. But let's also remember the backward class movement came in the south much before even the whiff of it was heard in the north. So you have very different type of politics in the two regions. The only thing is today, parties in both areas are trying to use this to be able to shape their political agendas.
Therefore, R.P. Singh, it appears at the moment that the BJP is consolidating itself in the Hindi heartland, and the opposition parties, particularly the regional parties and to some extent the Congress, have consolidated themselves in south of India. The BJP for a long time was accused of playing Hindi, Hindu, Hindustan politics, which made their entry into South India more difficult. What is the BJP hoping to achieve by picking up these statements and then saying there is a north-south divide? What is the BJP hoping to achieve? What is it that you believe is the reason why you think this is this some political divide brewing in this country?
Rajdeep, not at all. I mean, there is nothing like that there is a north-south or south-north divide. Although you think that way because you only offered Mysore Park to Amit Malviya, not the Khurmes from Chhattisgarh to Amit Malviya. You should have got Khurmas also from Chhattisgarh. That would have avoided the north-south or south-north divide. But coming to the issue, we never think this way. And then country can never think this way. And then country will never go on that line. I mean, till that time, the Mudri Brahmins from Kerala comes and perform in Badrinath. I mean, how would we expect this will happen? Or from for Pashupati temple, the Brahmins come from the north, south of Vidyanchal. So it will never happen. And also, till that time, we are there. We as BJP are there. It will never happen. We don't believe in any north-south divide. The policies of the government is not on north and south. The ideology of the party is not on north-south divide. And you have been, your introduction said that BJP has been wiped out. Where is Congress in Andhra? Where is Congress in Kerala? Except one seat there. or where is Congress in Tamil Nadu for that, except they are alliance partners. Similarly, we are an alliance partner in Pondicherry, you yourself said, and we are much bigger than Congress in South even today. As
I take your point, RP Singh, but you're saying that the BJP doesn't want to stir a north-south divide. But recall when Yogi Adityanath goes to Kerala and says Kerala is like Somalia. Look at the it's not as if the BJP has not in the past been dismissive in a way of the politics or the people of the South at times. And therefore today when the South hits back, albeit in ways which clearly, the language used is unacceptable. Do you say, is the BJP keen to have this kind of a north-south divide or not?
Raji, what is this? Can you see this? This is a leader of Hamas saying, approved bulldozer Hindutva, apartheid Judaism. I mean, this is not me. So, if Yogi ji goes and tell this in the Kerala, what's wrong in it? Because they are trying to divide society on name of religion. That's what Congress has been doing. They started with religion, caste, north, south, north. I mean, they will use anything for their political benefit. I'll give you one example and it will be clear. Kamal Nath is the best example. He was the one who introduced Bhandrawala to the country. He is the one who's in a closed door said, "Hame Muslimano ke vote mil jaye to we will win." He is the one who said, "We are for Hindu Rashtra." They will go to any state.
So you're saying the Congress is talking, okay.
The culture and the DNA of the Congress.
You're saying that Congress is doing this.
Can I complete another 5 seconds?
Yeah, go ahead.
5 seconds. Their CM designate, what he said? Oh, that KCR is a Kurmi. Now, how will they have alliance partner, alliance with this Nitish Kumar? Nitish Kumar is a Kurmi. So, and he said their DNA is of a lower grade than the Telangana DNA.
Okay, let Mohan Kumar Mangalam. Mohan Kumar Mangalam, when these statements are made, these are remarks which are made obviously at political rallies to your own supporters. Maybe Revant Reddy wants to invoke a Telangana identity. Maybe Udaynidhi Stalin wants to play the Dravida card. But at the end of the day, this is embarrassing for a pan-Indian party like the Congress. If you want your supporters to be across the country, why would you stoke such potentially divisive identities? Whether it's through Sanatan Dharma, cow urine remarks, or now on the DNA of a particular state.
Rajdeep ji, he did not degrade the DNA of a particular state. He was questioned as to what his DNA is based on his political affiliations, to which he said that my DNA is from the state of Telangana. He fell back on the linguistic and regional identity of the region he's from. He didn't say that particular identity is better than the Gurmi identity on a national level. Sir, आपने तो हमास बुला दिया मुझे थोड़ा तो वक्त दीजिए बात करने का. You have already called us Hamas. I don't even know how to respond to that.
Kumar Mangalam in some way that the Telangana, just a minute, sir, that the Telangana DNA was superior to that of someone from Bihar.
Sir,
just a minute, sir, just a minute.
In Telangana, Rajdeep ji, he met in the context of someone who is aiming to contest in Telangana and become a CM of Telangana, not on the national level that all Telangana people are better than Biharis or Kurmis. No such thing was what he meant to say at all.
Telangana ka
Sir, RP Singh, you must allow him to complete. RP Singh, he has not intervened when you spoke.
देखिए मानेंगे नहीं. Chalo, let me get back to the point. Rajdeep ji, let me say something substantive about this debate. There is a north-south divide. And the reason is that it's not Hindi, Hindu, Hindustan, which you said, but it's Hindi, Hindu, Hindutva that has very few, if any, takers in the south. And this has been historically the case. I think part of it might be that you have fewer children of partition, so fewer scabs of partition to pick at, which is what the BJP does, to polarize the vote bank and create sort of a beachhead for itself. It has also, I think, historically, whether it was Deen Dayal Upadhyay or whether it was the RSS coming out of Nagpur, the BJP has always had a larger footprint. I would say as much as to say it has a foothold in the northern belt, whereas only managing to get somewhat of a toehold in pockets in the south, whether that be in, somewhat in Coimbatore.
No, but the flip is operating to you. North India is becoming Congress Mukt. Mr. Mohan Kumar Mangalam, North India is becoming Congress Mukt. Just as South India, you say, BJP Mukt, North India is becoming Congress Mukt.
I didn't say South India is BJP Mukt. I think BJP's ideology has never had takers in the South. The Congress has had takers in the north, and we have won states. We won states in the last round as well. So I don't think you could say that the Congress doesn't have any takers. Yes, you could argue that the strategy that we went with this time, the promises we made or the things we said or the execution was poor. But I don't think our ideology has no takers in the north, because we have one in the north. The BJP, in stark contrast, has not been able to make any base down south, barring Karnataka, where again, their play has not been Hindi, Hindu, Hindutva, but it has been more a caste-based play, using Mr. Yedurappa as the face of the largest community, which is the Lingayat community in Karnataka, to build a base around that. When they moved away from Yedurappa, they failed miserably in the last election. And for all their talk of dynasty politics, they've come back to making his son the president of their party in the state after waiting forever. So their type of politics really has never been able to penetrate the South. The second plank they always talk about is development. The South is already far more developed than its northern brethren. So any sort of promises of Gujarat model that Mr. Modi might bring here have no takers either. And third is, the South is not a monolith, right? Every particular state, and to varying degrees of strength, has a regional, linguistic, cultural identity.
So you're saying the BJP is one size fits all. You made an important point. That diversity argument perhaps doesn't fit in with the South. The South is, first of all, far more diverse than just calling it North-South. I want to put up some numbers now, because those numbers reflect, I think, part of the... Look at just poor populations. The South, on all indices, these are those who are seen to be from the below poverty line. Look at the numbers from the South and contrast it with the North. The South is way above the North when it comes to all social and economic indices today. And that really is the concern. It's not just a political divide. It's an economic divide. It's a social divide. Look at literacy rates. I'm comparing here the southern states and compare them then to the northern states. And remember, delimitation could come in a couple of years and actually increase the political representation of the South. I just wonder whether, Sandeep Shastri, that in some level is also at the heart of this issue. That you will have a situation now where the southern states, socially and economically well ahead of the Hindi heartland, are going to try and assert themselves in some form. They don't have the political clout of the north, so they are trying to assert themselves in other ways.
Rajdeep, you are right in talking about the social economic indicators of the South being at a much higher level. And delimitation debate has already begun. If we are simply going by the population, something like 27 seats will move from the south to the north if the Lok Sabha strength continues at 543. And even if you increase the percentage-wise, if you strictly go by population alone as the indicator, the north will get a much bigger share of seats. And this is a major debate that is happening in several states of the south, that is this the price that the South has to pay for having been successful in several parameters, that you lose automatically 27 seats to the North. So in a sense, a lot of the protests that you see in the South are a reflection of a protest not against an issue per se, but it is a protest against what could be perceived as the domination of the North over the politics of the country. And it expresses itself in a range of ways, in a range of forms, and in a range of forms.
Yeah, but is it in a way, Sumant Raman, when it's seen as pitched as anti-Hindutva, when Udaynidhi Stalin stirred a controversy a couple of months ago by targeting Sanatan Dharma in a manner that was clearly not acceptable. Do you believe that South leaders are using this seeming divide to try and assert their own identity and thereby losing the plot?
No, I don't think we can see the South as a monolith, Rajdeep. For instance, in Karnataka, there is a constituency for Hindutva. As we have seen, the BJP has been quite successful in exploiting that constituency. Even now, they are even in 24, they are going to sweep the coastal part of Karnataka where Hindutva has a big constituency. So there is an issue that there is a fear of Hindi imposition, especially after the BJP has come to power. So that is something which is pervading across the states. Karnataka has a problem. Kerala, to a lesser extent has a problem. Tamil Nadu has a huge problem with Hindi imposition. So there is this issue, and this delimitation, believe you me, it is like a ticking time bomb. The states in the south are deeply uncomfortable with the concept that because they have controlled their population rates better, because of the social indicators having improved purely on the basis of population, they are actually now going to be punished for having done well. And that is something that is causing a great deal of fear, especially, Radip, you have to understand, 2024, the Lok Sabha elections increasingly looks like it could make southern India fairly electorally irrelevant. And that is something.
Very good point. That is a very good point. That in a way, South India, which remember from 96 to 2009, the Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu played an important role in the formation of coalition governments. Now the rise of the BJP has made South India possibly irrelevant. So therefore, RP Singh, there will be those who will say that just as you accused the South leaders of playing divisive politics, they will accuse the BJP of Hindi imposition, not respecting linguistic diversity, of imposing their worldview on a more diverse part of the country. How would you respond to that, RP Singh?
Rajiv, you probably missed on the Saurashtra Tamil Sangam, where 3,000 delegates from Tamil Nadu went to Saurashtra to participate in that. You're probably forgetting Kashi Tamil Sangam, where again more than 3,000 delegates from various parts of Tamil Nadu went and participated in that festival or in that Sangam. So that divide is being created intentionally. And then if there is something which is genuine on the population part, but that can't be, for that, religion can't be used. I mean, cow urine state or abusing Sanatana. I mean, how can you justify that? And then Congress has been doing that. And then even it's more of the Congress than the regional parties. And then Congress has been supporting regional parties on these subjects and issues. And
RP Singh, it's not as if the BJP has not had allies in the south. The DMK was your ally also when Mr. Vajpayee was in power.
Did any of the DMK leaders ever abuse Sanatana at that time? Did they ever use words like cow urine? Or did they ever said that Shivji and Parvati have done family planning? That complete narrative is being intentionally being played for a vote bank politics, for is anti-Hindu or building up the Dravidian politics, Dravidian vote bank there, cutting to the Dravidian vote bank. Although, please check on how many ministers are there in the, give me a second, how many ministers are there in the Tamil Nadu government who hails from the scheduled caste category? If I rightly remember, not more than 3 out of the 29.
No, both Sumant C. Raman and Mohan Kumaramangalam are smiling. Sumant, what do you want to say? Then I'll end with Kumaramangalam. What is it that RP Singh said that made you smile?
I find the worldview of Mr. RP Singh very funny, because the DMK has been saying the same things for the last 50 years, and they were happily in alliance with the DMK during the Vajpayee era, and it's very likely that should the BJP fall short by 2036.
When did DMK ever said we will eradicate Sanatana, sir? Show me that one statement of DMK saying that we will eradicate Sanatana.
Sir, that is their core ideology, sir. What are you talking about?
And then
the
that
party
too,
itself. Please ask Mohan.
Sir, right, their ideology is that way, but they have never spoken like that.
Okay, they did not. Mr. RP Singh, RP Singh, you're using what people have said within the Dravida ideology dating back. We can go back to decades. Have always taken Brahminical Hinduism on. They've challenged what they claim is Brahminical Hinduism. But Mohan Kumaramangalam, be that as may, all of this is embarrassing somewhere. Let's be clear. For the Congress party, which needs to recapture its pan-India image, all of this is embarrassing. You have to at some way accept that DMK saying it for their constituency is one thing, but you want a pan-India identity. It's embarrassing.
Then our job as the pan-Indian face of this entire alliance is to make sure that we either tell our partners and to reprimand them, like Mr. Senthil was reprimanded by his own leadership, ostensibly, I'm sure, after talking to our leadership, and with Mr. Udaynidhi was to translate what he's saying in some way, because in Tamil Nadu, as Mr. Sumant Raman well knows, for time immemorial, Sanatan Dharam, when it's referred to in Tamil Nadu, is really just a proxy for the caste system. Nobody thinks of Sanatan Dharam as the entire Hindu Dharam. You see it as inseparable from the caste system. He's shaking his head, so I think he disagrees with me. Go ahead.
That is not the universal interpretation in Tamil Nadu. I'm really sorry about that.
Okay, I have to disagree with you there. I have never.
Is equal to only caste system.
Okay, then
No, it isn't. But
that
it's
can
used
be.
as when Udaynidhi said to get rid of the Sanatan Dharam, he didn't mean the Hindu Dharam. Nobody in
But
DNK,
you concede, Lord
90%
Kumaramangam,
of
you
DNK
concede that the time has come for your so-called India alliance now to ensure that these discordant noises are not allowed to be further. Every time it looks as if everyone is, perpetuating their own identity. It doesn't help you to present a united front.
Rajdeepji, I'll agree with you, and while agreeing with you, I will say that the deeper issues were touched upon for a second here, where we talked about the 2026 reorganization and the way the power of the southern states is going to go down in terms of voting in parliament. Also, equally important is the devolution of funds under the 15th Finance Commission and what kind of formula is worked out for the southern states.
Okay.
You see, the southern states contribute a lot to the northern states, and all this is played up in the politics of the South India, which is why also the BJP is finding it hard to find a foothold here. So these are far more substantial
Let me leave it
issues
there.
why
Let me
the
leave it
North-South
there
divide
because
is getting exacerbated.
I think beyond the sound bites, that's going to be the real issue. If the political clout of South India declines, even as their economic and social indices are much higher than the North, how will this be reconciled? That is the question, I think, that we are really going to have to address in the years ahead, because that can cause friction between South and North, and we do not want that friction to be more pronounced than it is. But for now, I appreciate my guest joining me on my talking point.